The Glendi Festival has come a long way since 1977. It has become Australia's largest and longest celebration of Australian Greek culture. This year's festival is the 24th annual Glendi. The word Glendi means celebration. It is a weekend of fine food, dancing, entertainment, Greek culture and family fun. The cultural marquee hosts visual artwork on the theme of shadow theatre and karikoses. They are supported by traditional shadow puppetry and live interactive performance. Throughout the two-day event, festival goers are entertained by authentic Greek dances and live music performed by local and overseas recording artists.
Well, why was the Glendi started? Well, it was part of the Lions Club of Adelaide Hellenic initiative from Arthur Economist, who was the president at the time.
Initially, we were trying to raise money for the Eurocomio. So was wise and means how we can raise the funds. And I said to my committee, is the only way to build Eurocomio, because this was my wish, to open an account to raise money for the Eurocomio. And of course, the committee I was involved with the Lions Club of Adelaide Hellenic, they start to feel uncomfortable when I told them we want to see a Eurocomio, a Greek Eurocomio in Adelaide. And of course the question came along from members, how raise money to build such a big project. And originally I explained to them the only way to open an account is start to raise money bit by bit, and when we have enough money to buy a block of land and to build a Eurocomio near our metropolitan city of Adelaide. Well, when I was president of the Lions Club of Adelaide Hellenic, and I was retired the first year, the Lions Club of Adelaide Hellenic asked me if I take over to carry on the big project I had on our hands, Eurocomio. So I took over to represent or to try to do whatever we can to continue raising funds for the Eurocomio.
Okay, so that was
and then the idea came along, which I mentioned earlier,
yes,
that the only way to have a festival, a Greek festival, which is a Saturday, Sunday, and all the profits go towards Eurocomio, which the first year was a very successful year, which we raised quite a large amount of money, and that money we put it towards the Eurocomio. I don't know exactly the amount, of course, but from there on, the festival, the Greek festival, we changed the name to Glendi.
When we took it on as an initiative from the members of the Lions Club, we then started talking about what are the issues, what do we need to do, what are the complications, what are the legal problems that we'd likely to associate ourselves with, and it just got bigger than Ben-Hur. And it took us 2 years to actually develop a program for the Glendi Festival.
Mm-hmm. And what year was that?
Well, it was 76, that was when we started that. Mm-hmm. That's when Arthur Economist was the... now, in the following year, it was Theo Athens was the president, so he took over the program, and in the third year it was Con Nicholas. And when we actually had the first of the festivals, Con Nicholas was the president.
So that was 1978.
1978. What happened in the period 77, in that second year that we were going through, at that stage Steve Con, he was also on the board of the West Torrens Football Club, and he thought that given that we committed to the West Torrens Oval, the Theberton Oval, as the venue for the games by that time, he thought it might be a good idea to involve the West Torrens Football Club in the process, because they could then look after lighting, parking, all the other administrative and problems that might be associated with it. So they became involved. The first festival
We're at the Theberton
Oval. Yeah.
And then it made a shift, John.
Well, that was 85.
Oh, it made a shift in 85.
84 we still had it there.
Yes.
I was still in the committee then. And in 85 I was forced to go in and take over the Glendi by Arthur Contopoulos and Nick.
Matter of fact, I can tell a whole story about the Glendi and how that started. Well, for starters, I wanted to say that was an idea and was a project of Lions Adelaide Hellenic. That was the idea. And the idea came up to collect some money to do a small pangiri, a small festival, a small pangiri. So to collect some money to support the Greek old folks home. We decided to have the Glendi Festival in March for two reasons. First of all, we've been celebrating the 25th of March, the independence of Greece.
Yes.
And March is the driest month of the year. So we decided to have it in March. The year after, we organized ourselves a lot better. So, with the help of like Steve Condos and the West Torrens Football, and a better agreement that we managed to get with Theberton Oval and Theberton Council, we tripled our stalls. Wow. In the first year, we only had private stalls because everybody was reluctant to come in. Because obviously, they didn't know how to go about it. The second year, we had about 80 stalls. So we organize and invite most of the communities, like the Hella Soccer Club then, the Machinians, the Arcadians. So, lucky enough, we had nearly 100,000 people involved with the Glendi and visit Glendi in the second and third year.
But it was interesting when we had the official opening at the town hall. Lord Mayor of Athens came over, about 200 people, politicians, VIPs and everybody else. It was interesting, the Mayor of Athens, when he came over, one thing I can say, in Athens those days, they had plastic bags all over the city and in the countryside. He learned one thing when he came to Adelaide. He was here for a week. We'd search him all over the place, how we pack up our bins, our rubbish and everything. He went back to Athens, because he invited me to go back the following year with Arthur Contopoulos. He went first and I went after, and it was interesting anyway. But you go back now, and they've got all these big bins in Athens, picking up their rubbish. And he was the one instigating the whole thing, because he learned from here.
Είναι πράγματι ιδιαίτερη χαρά και συγκίνηση. Μέχρι προχθές ήμασταν στην Αθήνα, στην Ελλάδα, με τα προβλήματά της, με το δικό τους τρόπο σκέψης, ζωής, και σήμερα βρισκόμαστε εδώ στην Αυστραλία, εδώ στην Αδελαΐδα, όπου βλέπουμε τον ελληνισμό να παλεύει με το Greek Glendi, αλλά και γενικά με όλες τις εκφράσεις του, που θέλει να κρατάει το δεσμό με την Ελλάδα, να κρατάει τις παραδόσεις, να κρατάει την ενότητα, την ψυχική που πρέπει να υπάρχει ανάμεσα στη μητέρα πατρίδα και στην ομογένεια της διασποράς.
The first poster we had Ivan Paknik, whose mother was Greek but father was Russian, and the girl was her husband.
I know anything about
Yeah,
that one.
she was Miss John Martin's pageant, Greek girl,
The Queen.
and we used her.
I'm Evelyn Kakoufis, nee Asikis. I was pageant queen. I was working at John Martin's in 1977. I started work in 1977 and I was voted pageant queen, and I was on the float as pageant queen in 1977. So that was November. And then earlier on in the year, I was approached by Michael Taliangas, who was part of AHEPA, and he asked me to be involved with the Glendi. It was the first Glendi that they ever, well, I believe it was the first Glendi. So I was paired up with Ivan Pashnik. Me and him were the poster people, and we did interviews. We were on TV. We were, trying to get interest in the Glendi, because at that stage it was the first time they ever did it, and it was at Theberton Oval. After the posters were printed, we had to go around and, I remember putting them up. I was on King William Road and putting up posters, and there we were. And I think, I think it was in the Advertiser, and then we were on the Jay Walton show.
Arthur Kontopoulos was the one that used to bring the Greek entertainment from Greece, top stars. He had the contacts. And there were some big names that used to come out. I can't even think of names now, but even,
We brought one directly from America with the chair of Ganto. They came direct.
There you are.
But that wasn't for Greece. But we also had...
I remember the Greek ones.
Yeah, we also had a concert with the Mexus group from Sydney, Themos Mexus. We had a concert organised to bring him over from Sydney. I think it was either the first or the second Glendi. And when we were trying to promote that at the town hall, nobody had ever heard of this guy. And my late wife, she said, leave it to me, I'll fill the town hall. So we rang everybody that we knew, including all the lists that Anna had given us of all the would-bes that wanted to be seen. And her sales pitch was, I know you haven't heard them, right? Come along, if you don't enjoy it, we'll give you your money back. Well, he was magnificent. The town hall we had available to us until 10:30 with a chicken and champagne supper. We filled the town hall, 750 people turned up. We left at 3 o'clock in the morning, right? And the people who ran the town hall said it was the best concert they'd ever had at the town hall for a concert of that sort. And they let us out at about 5:30 or 6 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
So,
No, the shows like the concerts used to be huge, even at the Oval. the coordinator for the ball and the openings, the official opening and stuff like that. And I used to walk around the oval to see how everything was, you know, as I do, you people know. And Tom Bartzokis was the president. And he came up to me and says, Anna, have you got a camera? I said, yeah, I've got a camera. He says, bring it with you. I said, where are we going? We're going to the Grand. We've got a, what was that conference? Press conference for Dalalas. I said, okay, I'll bring my camera. I didn't think anything of it. And then I thought, well, Frida Boris, who was on Greek radio, and she spoke really Greek really well. I can't even speak my English well now. She would be great, because I wouldn't be any good. So we all came down. There was Tom Bartzokis, myself, Peter Angelos used to take all the videos. He would have footage of a lot of stuff, actually. And we came down to the Grand, and nobody turned up. Like no Channel 9, no Channel 10, no one except us. And there's Dalalas with his entourage. Well, I was feeling a little bit off, sick in the stomach, thinking this is the man, the superstar of Greece, and we've got no one to interview him. So I said to Frida, come on, your Greek's good. Frida wasn't saying anything. I thought, okay, I got my camera, I'm clicking away. So I thought, okay, with my, whatever my personality is, I said, you used to have long hair and you've cut your hair. And he probably thought, oh, you silly fool. I know I could hear myself and I think, you idiot. But, you know, it was this awful feeling in you when you betraying this superstar with whom? Us, who had no idea about this. Well, I didn't. And that was one of our awful times, for me anyway, and the rest of us there. It was just terrible.
I became involved straight away, as a volunteer, of course. I wasn't in a committee. I was in a subcommittee, but not in a committee.
Yes.
Of the Glendi. And I was involved as MC, and we put on some plays, theatrical plays, for the Glendi.
Were they as fundraisers, George, to...
they were for the Glendi. Yeah. Actually, as a theatrical group, we were under the indications of the committee, of the Glendi committee.
Yep.
You know, in which hall we used to go, we were supposed to go, and all the money used to be taken by the Glendi Festival.
And what kind of plays did you do, George? With
comedies, of course.
Comedies, yes.
That's, I mean, the Greek community here, not only in Adelaide, but in the rest states of Australia, they prefer comedies. I think Glendi was the best festival ever Adelaide had. And tell you why, Helen. It's because the Glendi gave together all the Greeks. And you know that we are separated here.
Yes.
But those years, he used to bring all Greeks under the Glendi Festival, and all these Greeks, they used to entertain themselves all together, dance all together, eat and drink all together. And that I was surprised, actually, that the Glendi brought all these people together.
We also brought over
Big names.
yeah, but also the chef Tess Mellis, right? We had her booked into David Jones, which was in its original place at that time, and that was one of the first cooking exhibitions on television.
Wow.
Right, even before the programs they had here. She was here for a week doing cooking presentations in David Jones. We had deliveries of Greek food to all radio stations for 2 weeks leading up to the Glendi Festival, and they were talked about during the festival presentation for a week. So we had a lot of other initiatives that we had taken.
Press conferences at the barbecue.
At the barbecue as well.
Also, we had the education department.
Yes.
We're up to
Well, the schools.
2,000-3,000 students we had at the Wavell.
Yeah.
And I had to go to Coca-Cola, I knew the management there, and they supplied free all the drinks. Coca-Cola, whatever other drinks they had, all to the kids, they loved it.
We just wanted to show off how competent we were to be able to do anything that we wanted, including Greek culture, Greek heritage, dance, music.
And having a good time.
Yeah.
Because Glendi means
Just that, yeah.
celebration.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
We had art exhibition
Yeah.
as competition, even the design of the poster, the first poster, and the which looks like an arch, is actually Greek Festival, right? And we had a competition for the design of our logo for the time. David Dryden, who was one of the Adelaide's leading artists at the time, he was the judge for that.
I'm just absolutely amazed that the festival goes back so many years, and that someone had the nous even back then, even before festival and fringe days, to do a poster. What a fabulous idea. Have they ever been in the same room together?
No, never.
Well, that in itself, and to see again what the artists of those times were working on and thinking about and wanting to discuss.
My name's Christo. I did this Glendi poster for a project in Year 12, and one of the folios I chose to do the Glendi. Obviously got Greek heritage, so I thought may as well use this opportunity to design this poster. I ended up getting a subject merit in design in Year 12, so I put a lot of effort into it, and I was glad that I was rewarded for my efforts. With design specifically, like designing something and then having it, like seeing it everywhere, that's kind of, I don't know, a goal, but as in it's good to see as someone who designs stuff, seeing this stuff out there. So if it was to be used for the Glendi, that'd be very, an honour, I guess.
I was in charge of the Glendi program, the printing and the editing of it, gathering all the information so that we can put into the booklet, the program booklet, which circulated that year. All I did was go to the meetings and collected the data from all the committee members.
Yeah.
And formatted it, put it into a package which was then given out to the public. Well, John Karamanis, he's not with us anymore, but I assisted him in all the stage work and packing up things after the event, whatever. So there's a lot of work went into there.
I'm born and bred in Adelaide, and I've been going to Glendi from a young teenager. I remember they used to have a tent with dancing and what have you, but
Yes.
I found that it was something that catered to all ages. Grecophiles too. We would take friends from a young age and expose them to different aspects of Greek culture. I think Glendi's for everyone. We've had some great times with our friends that were not Greek. For me, as an emerging artist, it was an excellent platform to show my work to such a large audience. a lot of activity. Also, I had the opportunity to meet other artists. I think a festival should be all-encompassing. So the food, the music, visual artworks, conversations, talks, whatever. I think the broader scope of things that you can offer will just make festival richer.
We didn't make a lot of money, we didn't lose a lot of money, but the experience at night was electrifying. When, you know, the sun went down, the lights were all on, the atmosphere of the younger kids coming in, and it was just a great experience, great music, incredible music. It was a fantastic part of the Squid Ink story in that period of time.
Hi, I'm Sophie Giorgio, and a lot of people may know me as Dr. Giorgio, but our involvement with the Glendi was really as a parent, supporting their children and enjoying the festivities and the opportunities to meet up with friends and lots of old acquaintances from all walks of life. My daughter participated in the Glendi Ball on 2 occasions, and she was very excited, and it was an opportunity for girls between the ages of 8 and 20 to participate in an event that was the event of the year. A lot of friendships were forged and a lot of memories were made. Going to the Glendi was a family affair. A lot of grandparents came along to participate and to see their grandchildren and other family members dance and perform. We also, as parents, supported the South Australian Youth Dance Group, and they performed for many years in the Glendi Festival, and our group was quite large. It had about 30 participants, varying from 8 to 20, and we provided all the costumes, and they danced, and obviously lots of grandparents and family friends sat there and camarones tapediatos. So it was a great place to go and see friends, and for all the migrants, young and old, it was a replication of the Parayiri from the old home country. And there was lots of nostalgia and opportunity to relive those memories.
Well, first of all, it got the reputation of being the best multicultural festival in the Southern Hemisphere, the biggest and the best in the Southern Hemisphere at that time. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that wasn't a bad sort of badge of honour to wear.
Stop